Coming up, how a local art gallery is pivoting from its traditional format.
Plus, how a retired KELOLAND farmer still finds ways to give back to his local community. Good morning, this is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
A Sioux Falls family is asking for the public's help to find the person connected with a hit and run that injured a pregnant woman. Police say the crash happened Friday afternoon at the corner of 18th Street and Western Avenue. Authorities say a car ran a red light and struck the side of a Kia.
The Kia flipped over, injuring Jordan Pingree, who was 38 weeks pregnant at the time. Digital reporter Eric Mayer spoke with Jordan, who says she's thankful she had her seatbelt on.
I just hope and pray that they have a big enough heart to come forward and to just own up to, you know, what they have put me through and my family through. It's something that I'm going to have to live with for the rest of my life. It'll be something that I get over, but at the end of the day, it's something that me and my child will have to, you know, deal with.
The family says both mom and baby are safe. Police are looking for a red car. Investigators are also looking into possible surveillance video from a city bus that was in the area. A recent robbery has Sioux Falls police encouraging people to use safe meetup locations when selling items online. Police say Monday night, two men selling a cell phone agreed to meet with another person who agreed to buy it on Snapchat.
They met up in the McDonald's parking lot on 26th Street. That's when the buyer pulled out a gun and hit one of the men in the face. The suspect grabbed the cell phone and took off.
I'd encourage people, if they have some items that they're selling, make the exchange at the police department. We've got cameras that record a spot in our parking lot. There's some signs that designate that. We've also got cameras inside the lobby.
The lobby of the Law Enforcement Center is open from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Outside of those hours, people can meet in the safe exchange zones in the parking lot. Turning to weather now, we're seeing some cooling temperatures making their way into KELOLAND.
Let's send it over to meteorologist Scott Munt in the Storm Center to see how cool it could get.
Well, excuse me, we are looking at that chance to maybe see a couple of flakes of snow as temperatures may be cold enough to support that as we make our way probably into, well, tomorrow morning. North central and northeastern South Dakota may see a couple of flakes of snow. Otherwise, can become rather wet across the area. Developing storms later this afternoon and evening in western KELOLAND, something we'll have to watch as there is a chance that they may become severe. Much cooler with periods of rain tomorrow, rain coming in tonight as well. And looks like our rain chances will continue as we go through the weekend. More details on the KELOLAND live Doppler forecast with Brian Karstens coming up.
Thank you, Scott. The Ipso Gallery in downtown is pivoting from its traditional format. Instead of inviting the public to its gallery space next to the Icon Lounge, they're inviting them to listen in on the radio.
Their latest exhibit, Art Sounds, has local artists translating their work to the audio medium. Each of them is hosting a radio show inspired by what art sounds like.
What thrills me about the whole programming is how diverse it is as far as the medium goes, and how unexpected it is for maybe someone who's used to traditional radio.
The show airs every night at 4 and goes until 10. It'll feature works from over 20 artists, both local and some international. A retired Brookings farmer is using his nearly 8 decades of gardening experience to help those in need. 83-year-old Carl Madsen and his volunteer crew spent Tuesday morning planting potatoes for Feeding Brookings. 240
families visit Feeding Brookings every week.
Produce is actually expensive to buy, so a lot of our funding we can't buy it with it. It's hard to get. Hard to keep fresh, and so this provides a lot of food produce for us.
I had friends that were working there, were volunteers, and I said, I got lots of cabbages. You suppose they'll want them? Sure, bring them in, and that's how it started.
Madsen started gardening when he was just 5 years old. KELOLAND's Ariana Schumacher takes you behind the scenes of Madsen's potato planting. That includes an antique planter. You can find that in a KELOLAND.com original story online right now.
And let's look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, weather today, well, mild in Sioux Falls with those lower 70s, and I think a pretty pleasant afternoon. Watch the rain chances, though, popping up even by midday in parts of northwest South Dakota. We think some initial showers could develop there and then affect Aberdeen perhaps by early to mid-afternoon. And also note that there could be a few more showers west of Yankton here already at 5 o'clock, but some bigger storms firing in eastern Wyoming and coming into the southern and central Black Hills, southwest South Dakota. That could be a hail issue there as the Storm Prediction Center continues to highlight severe weather threats in Nebraska continuing into the mid-evening. In fact, southern Nebraska is far worse on the development of severe weather. I think we'll have a few rumbles of thunder as far north as Interstate 90. I don't anticipate any severe weather in Sioux Falls. This is going to be some cooler rain overnight tonight. And speaking of chilly rain, look at the coloring on the map. Mobridge and Aberdeen tomorrow morning. There could be a few locations somewhere in that north central area of South Dakota. Might get a little snow. There'll be a little more to say about that on midday, so just check back in on that. If it snows a little, it's not going to stick to the ground, obviously, much, but just the fact that it's cold enough to even get it to snow is noteworthy. And it's not just one piece of data. I've got at least 5 or 6 models now that are trying to do that across southern North Dakota and northern South Dakota. The other thing we're watching is the overnight low temperature by Friday morning. If it clears in Aberdeen, we may drop back to 35 or 36 degrees there too, so keep that in mind. Good news of this is the rain, and I think a ½ an inch to an inch looks like a fairly reasonable bet in several communities, and there will be folks that'll probably get over an inch of rain out of this. 50-degree weather, though, Thursday and Friday, and a cool start to the Memorial Day weekend. There's probably another batch of rain coming into Sioux Falls from the west Saturday afternoon. I think Sunday and Monday, the vast majority of the rain will be in Nebraska, but the southern counties of South Dakota will have to contend with some chances. And if that jogs any farther north, we're going to have to cut our highs. So continue to watch for that. That's why you're going to notice Aberdeen is going to be warmer than Sioux Falls going into the last half of Memorial Day weekend, and consequently drier. Those two factors go hand in hand. For the Pierre area, we're anticipating 65 on Friday, dry weather. Then into the weekend, there's still that chance of a couple of those areas of rain popping up from Pierre south. Low 70s, really comfortable weather, actually. And then we'll steadily warm into next week. Rapid City also looking at those chances of scattered rain for Saturday, Sunday in the Black Hills. But a good bit of rain tonight. We'll watch that. And at 49 tomorrow, will be chilly. More details right here at KELOLAND.com.